Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tidus Talk, episode 18, featuring special guest Nikki, aka Zombienm. How are you doing today, Nikki?
I am doing great. How are you doing, Titus?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. For those who are joining us for the first time, this is an interviewing podcast series where I find other content creators and get to know them better, figure out how they got started, where they plan on going, and just who they are in general. Uh, So I like to start with how I was introduced to your channel. If I'm not mistaken, and maybe you remember differently, it was actually through a random raid from Sugar Mama McNasty.
Yep. Sugar Mama brought a lot of people to me.
Yeah, she was playing Pokemon. You were playing Pokemon at the time,
hmm
and she's just like, "Let's find somebody new." Rated you,
Yeah.
and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah. I think at that point, like, I was averaging like 0 to 1 viewers per stream, and Sugar rated me. It was like the most people I ever had at once. She did it again recently and gave me the most people I think I've ever had once. But,
Very awesome.
um, but yeah, I credit so much of just any of my success to her initial raid, like so long ago. Even though it's been like a slow snowball since then, I feel like if it weren't for that raid, like that's really what got my feet kind of in the door with other people in the community, and just her community alone has been super helpful for me. So yeah, the raid is, I believe, how you met me too.
Shout out to Sugar Mama, of course.
Yes,
And that's actually how I start most of these. It's like, hey, it came through a raid through Sugar Mama. That's how I
I know.
came.
I noticed that when I was watching through some. It's like, oh wow, you know so many people through Sugar.
So, one of my favorite things I like about your channel is the general positivity. You're not afraid to be who you are, and just the community that I've seen grow over time. And we'll talk a little bit about that later in your topic. Is just wonderful. And we've got some of them as mods here today on live on
Mhm.
Twitch. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's always fun to watch your channel grow and how things evolve.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I really had no idea what I was going to go for when I started streaming, the kind of wholesome positivity vibes I've kind of developed over the time was unexpected, but I love it. I love having a community that's just really nice for anyone to join in and just feel welcome and safe. So that's definitely gone from something that was kind of an accident at first to now it's my goal and my priority, to keep my stream just happy for the most part, especially, the world's a dark, scary place, especially right now. And I just like to allow people a chance to escape, just to chat and be, somewhere not full of toxicity or anything like that.
Well, absolutely, and you do great at that. And again, it shows here in chat how much people care and love your streams and your community. Uh, so, for anybody who doesn't know who you are, tell us a little about yourself.
So my name again is Nikki. I've been playing video games my whole life. So that's naturally led to me streaming them. But I've always been a content creator in a way. I started out making videos on a website I made before YouTube was even a thing. I would
Oh,
make my own videos and like upload them to that website with my friends, including like video games. Like we'd capture video games from like my PS2, and stuff. And so
that's
I've always
cool.
had a passion for creating content around video games. Had like a video game review website with some friends at some point, worked in the newspaper for my high school reviewing video games. Uh, so it's always been something I've kind of wanted to do, but I mostly did like kind of prep work, like behind the scenes stuff that I post on YouTube once it's finished. So the live thing is pretty new to me in the last few years. Um, Besides that, I'm a pretty introverted person, so this has been really weird for me to like really put myself out there, and be on camera all the time, just talking for hours to myself. um, but yeah, for the most part, who you see on camera is who I am all the time. I live with my girlfriend in Colorado, and we hike a lot, but other than that, mostly just lots of video games. And yeah, that's me.
Nothing wrong with that. Uh, so, before we move on, let me take this opportunity to let the viewers know that, as a thank you to Nikki, as I do for every podcast, put exclamation point raffle in the chat for Twitch if you're here live, and you can win a gift sub to their channel, again, as a thank you for joining me and taking the time. So,
I do laundry. You live in Colorado too? That's so exciting. Colorado Springs? Me too. Wow, we're
oh,
neighbors.
there
That's
you
weird.
go. That's cool.
Hello, neighbor.
All right. So,
Unexpected twist for today.
so going on to the questions, I can skip the first one. How long you've been gaming? You said pretty much your whole life.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents said I was beating them in Mario before I could talk, like on the original Nintendo. So yeah,
that is a long time.
I've been buttons are the most natural things to me.
So, what are some of your favorite games and the genres of games?
So over time, there's been a few series that have stuck with me. Pokemon, for one, has been a big one. Again, that's how me and you met. That's how a
Right.
lot of my Twitch has really kind of gotten anywhere, was my start streaming with Pokemon. But I've been playing Pokemon ever since the first generation. I've played pretty much every generation. I think at least one of the games, never all three of the games in each generation, but
I'm the same
I've just
way.
always, yeah, I've always loved Pokemon. So usually about once a year or so, I'll play through at least one of the games fully. Um, and on top of that, Resident Evil and Silent Hill, totally opposite genres than Pokemon. Those have been some of my favorite ones. Now I've kind of developed an anxiety where I have trouble playing them. However, the lore and the stories behind those games still kind of are some of my personal favorites. Then just Nintendo in general, playing a lot of Mario my whole life, like I said.
Animal
Yeah,
Crossing?
so Animal Crossing for sure. So it's a weird mix of going back and forth between like horror and action and cute and cuddly. I like to say that I have like gaming ADD, so I like jump around a lot. Like right now, I'm playing like Bioshock and Resident Evil 5 and Animal Crossing and Pokemon Sword and Arcade Spirits and Overwatch all at once. Red Dead, just kind of bouncing back and forth, whatever my mood is. Um, I'm one of those gamers that it's really hard for me to stick to one game for a long period of time. So I play a lot.
Hey, games are there for you to enjoy, so if switching around is what you want to do, then
Yeah.
there's nothing holding you back.
Shiny looks like it plays the same way as I do.
What are some of the fondest gaming memories that you have?
There's a few. Most of them probably when I was younger. I have my best friend from childhood. He's in chat sometimes as Ductile Blowfish on my channel. I don't know if he'll be here today, but I've known him since I was like 4, but we've played lots of games together. There was a period though where we were playing lots of games like it's marathons. So we'd play like Gears of War. We'd start playing at like 6 p.m. and play it till we finish it at like, like 5 a.m. the next day. We did that with several games, like co-op games. And a lot of my favorite memories are involving him in games. Like right now, Resident Evil 5, we're playing over the internet doing the co-op. But yeah, most of my life I've spent playing games with him. So I would say most of my favorite memories are just the co-op memories of getting through games with him together.
That's
So
cool.
that's always,
To have somebody
yeah.
that long that you've been playing with, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Because now we live far apart, like over 500 miles apart, but thanks to internet, we still play games all the time. So it's been nice.
Very good. What upcoming games are you looking forward to the most?
This has been hard for me to think about. So a lot of games have already come out that I was looking forward to. Right now, I think what I'm most looking forward to is just the PlayStation 5 and its lineup, to see what they're going to announce for that. Like, there's not really many specific games at the moment on the horizon I'm looking forward to, but definitely very interested in the PlayStation 5. I've always been a big PlayStation person myself. Me and my girlfriend have already committed to buying 2 PlayStation 5s when they launch. So that's, I think, what I'm most looking forward to, is just finding out more about that rather than any specific game.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
and
we wish we could have been talking about it because they were supposed to be the event on Thursday, but for good
yes, yes,
reason they postponed it or with everything
yes.
that's going on right now. So hopefully we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, so like I've pretty much kind of kept a distance from like a lot of the rumors and stuff, so I don't know a lot. I'm just kind of waiting for the official announcements.
Oh yeah, there's really
Um,
not a lot out there to be honest.
yeah, I'm excited. Like I know there's like the rumors of Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and stuff, and I'm excited to see like what that looks like in the
Yeah.
next generation. I think that's what I'm most excited for, just to see what it looks like. Um,
Did you
because
see
like I
the
said, I've
Unreal
got so
5
much on
tech
my plate
demo?
already. Yes, that was amazing. That was incredible. That was like everything I'd seen so far about the next gen so far had not really impressed me.
Right.
Like a lot of it was mixed gen. So seeing that really pushed me over the, oh my gosh, yeah, next gen could be amazing. Like probably not right at first, but like 6
Right.
years from now, games are going to be incredible. And it's like thinking about games like The Last of Us with PS3 and PS4, like how like first games on PS3 and PS4 looked good, but just okay. Like
Right.
Uncharted, for example. Then compared to like The Last of Us, like come on both systems, like the last games really to come out on like the kind of last hurrah for both systems, night and day different than the beginning of the system's lifetime. So I'm really
Absolutely.
interested to see if they can already do this with a tech demo now. It'll be super exciting to see where they go in the future with it.
Agreed. But yeah, it is hard to find games because there hasn't, because of everything that's going on, there's been a lot of cancellations of shows, so there hasn't been as many
Yeah.
announcements. So hopefully we'll get
One
more
thing I
news
am
on games.
excited for is Luigi's Mansion, thanks to you letting me
Oh,
borrow it. So that's a game I've been looking forward to for a long time, but due to like financial reasons, I just never got around to it. So I think that is probably the true answer to my question of what I'm looking forward to the most is all the games I've been ignoring for too long. I just need to go back. And it's probably good that there's not a lot coming out in the immediate future.
that's true. I mean, if mine says what games am I you look forward to, and I'm not asking that hasn't come out yet, then
Yeah, just anything.
it could be anything.
Yes, the PS Vita 2 will win. Yes, I agree
Oh,
with
I
that.
love my Vita.
I miss my Vita. I think I played like everything on the Vita that I wanted to play, so eventually I sold it for something, but
I still have
um,
mine.
I wish I still had it. I regret it.
All right, so getting into streaming, what drew you to streaming, and what do you like best about it?
So speaking of my friend from childhood, we played a lot of co-op games together, but I also played a lot of single-player games like Uncharted or The Last of Us and just other games like that where he watched, where he would just sit there and watch me play the whole time. Like I always thought, like, how on earth are you not bored to death out of this? But he loved it for some reason, and I found that I really liked playing games with him or someone else around, just to share the experience with. Because I always found like I'm playing a game, something awesome happens. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to talk about this. And then like things like, for example, Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm the only person I know that's beaten it. My friends have played like halfway through, and it's like I'm just dying to talk about the rest of it, but they that haven't got there. So it's like I just have so much fun experiencing the games with people. So like I said, I was in YouTube for a while. I made a lot of videos on YouTube, like reviewing video games and also just doing random like short films of myself. But I kind of got away from that for a while and decided I wanted to get into streaming because I liked the live reaction. So
Right.
that's what drew me into streaming. Seeing how it was like kind of exploding, everyone getting into it made me really kind of want to try. But I've been trying off and on since like 2015. So it's been a while of no success until I would say really the last like 8 months. But that's what drew me, and I just love playing games with people. I love hanging out with people, but at the same time, I'm really, like I said, antisocial, so I don't leave my house often. So I'd rather just chat with people like on a computer screen.
Yeah, it's interesting
So
how that works. I was never much of a social person either, but I'm drawn to interacting with people. So Twitch is like perfect where you don't have to go
yeah,
anywhere, and you can interact with people from everywhere.
while doing what I love, so it
Right.
works out great. So yeah, I love it. It gives me like my kind of, I love creating content and like being like a producer and making graphics and all that stuff. So it gives me it's nice to have something to do all that for, you know. Um, just because I find it fun. Like I find the technical aspect of it all really fun. So I'm just happy it's been working out too on the fun aspect of it, playing the
Yeah,
games
because if it's
live.
not fun, then why do
Yeah,
it? All right. So
but I
how did you go? Actually, I skipped a question before. I didn't even see. So how did you go about choosing your Twitch name?
so this one I've had for a long time. My Twitch name is actually old enough to drink in America. Um, I created it in 1999 on AOL, inspired by Resident Evil, actually. So that is where that came from. Then the NM are just my initials, so it's just Zombie NM.
Okay.
So my name Nikita M. But yeah, so I've loved, like I said, I've loved Resident Evil since I was a very too young probably to love Resident Evil. So that's probably why I have trouble playing them now. I think I kind of traumatized myself a little bit when I was a kid, but whatever.
It seems to go one way. You either traumatize yourself or you desensitize yourself.
Right, and I thought I was desensitizing myself, and I love all the games and the story. I know the story by heart to all the games and everything, but anytime I try to play them, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm too stressed out. I need to go back to Animal Crossing. But yeah, Resident Evil is in my DNA for a long time, it seems.
All right. So going back to the first one, instead of what do you like best, so what do you not so like about Twitch? Like, what is there a part of Twitch that's hasn't been that great for you, or you wish could change or
Um,
get better?
Not really, to be honest. Connection issues I've had issues with seems to be the big thing. I'm trying to think, like, for the most part, I've actually done better than I thought I could be possible. Like, I never thought I'd make money from Twitch or anything like that. So for the most part, I'm actually surprised with how Twitch works. Um, I was really nervous, especially being transgender. I was really worried about this culture on Twitch, especially knowing there's a lot of like toxicity when it comes to gaming. So I was kind of nervous about that, but for the most part, so far that has gone over really well. So I'm trying to think anything else. Other like there's just some general toxicity, but that's like everywhere on the internet, you know.
Right.
Otherwise, I really do like Twitch. I've looked at other things like YouTube Live or whatever it's called, and Mixer, and
Mixer.
I like something about Twitch. I like, despite my anti-capitalist beliefs towards Amazon, their parent company, I
Yeah.
still something about Twitch. Just I like how they do things. I like the aesthetic. I like how it all works. So yeah, for the most part, I don't have many major complaints against Twitch.
All right. So who are some of your favorite streamers to watch?
Well, I never catch you, but I do enjoy catching you. Especially, I've seen you've been streaming Resident Evil lately. But
Resident Evil 2. Yeah.
yeah, so I do like catching you whenever I can. My sister's brother also streams. He shows up sometimes in my chat. He's not affiliate or anything,
Feel
but
free to shout out their name if you want.
it's hard. It's the word 13 uh it's like 1101 base 2,
Oh,
I think.
jeez.
So, yeah, it's like a computer language. I forgot what language,
Binary.
but binary. That's it. Yes. So it's like, yeah. So his name is 13, but it's like 13 in binary. But so I watch him sometimes to help try to get. He's almost to affiliate, so trying to help him get there. He was one of the first people to know about me being out too, so I like showing him support. Also, Sugar Mama, obviously, her community and my community share a lot of people, so it's always nice going to her chat and seeing people from like, my chat and being
Yeah.
able to like interact with them there. Also, Sugar's just such a lovely person. I love
Indeed.
being sassy and sarcastic to her. um, so those are you three are the ones I watch the most. I honestly don't watch a lot of Twitch as much as I wish I did. Um, I always think I want to spend more time, but then I end up just playing games or streaming myself. So I follow a lot of people. I am part of a team called the Rainbow Combo, which is another a bunch of LGBTQIA plus identifying streamers. So I've been trying to branch out and watch them some more, but I don't really have any big favorites. Like it's just the people that I've been close to this whole time on Twitch are who I like to watch.
Gotcha. All right. What goals or aspirations do you have for the channel? I know earlier you said you kind of like got farther than you already have, or thought you could go.
Yeah, so
So,
that's been just a surprise. Like, I guess when I first got into it, my thought was like seeing people like Ninja and stuff. It's like these people are getting paid lots of money just to play video games. Like, I don't want to work. I just want to play video games and get paid. So that's like I think that's what kind of drew me into it. And then I just didn't expect it to ever work, especially after like a few years of getting like just constant zero viewers. So first off, yes, I'm just surprised that the last year or so has really just done an about face on my channel, and I would consider myself successful. I know, like I haven't been just raking in the dough, and I'm not like thousands of followers, but like I have a beautiful community, just full of lovely, caring people, and I love them all so much. So that has been my biggest accomplishments, I think, so far is just the community I've built. I think what I'm most excited for planning going forward is just growing that community authentically. I don't want to just bloat it just for the sake of numbers or money
right.
or anything. But yeah, I would love to grow it kind of organically, get new cool people in, introduce them to other cool people. Just because it's almost like a support group at times too. It's a really tight knit little group of people. Um, and I love when we introduce new people to that group. So I think that's kind of just what I'm looking forward to is just expanding, um, and going forward from there, seeing kind of what happens naturally as we add more people to the team. But other than that, I don't have any major goals necessarily for like any major changes or anything.
Okay. Uh, what are some of your interests and hobbies outside of gaming?
Outside of gaming, I hike a lot, or I say a lot. I haven't lately. I live in Colorado. I forgot, was it I Do Laundry lives here too? So Colorado Springs is very mountainous and very pretty. A lot of wonderful canyons and stuff. So me and my girlfriend, we live about half a mile from a canyon in the forest. So we go there pretty often. We can just walk right outside our door and within like 10 minutes be in the forest. Um, so that's one of my biggest hobbies, just exploring the mountains and the forests and getting away from the city and technology and everything. I also like reading a lot. I read in my downtime quite a bit, or just browse the internet. I browse the internet a lot. I read way too much news. But that's what I do. Like I would say anytime I'm not playing games or hiking or eating or sleeping, I'm just like on my phone, like reading whatever's happening in the world. And it's making myself sad. So then I go back to gaming to distract myself.
All right. So most questions will probably come naturally when it comes to the topic of your choice today, which we'll talk about later. The few that I do
Okay.
have is for those who don't know, Nikki has a cat. This cat's name is Nova.
Yes. Nova, Nova,
So
Nova.
talk a little bit about Nova, how Nova came to be, and what part she takes in your channel.
So first off, we have some Nova emotes. So put some of those in your chat real fast so people know what he looks like.
Oh,
He is actually
Full
locked
Metal
out of
put
my
him in
room.
there.
He is
Oh, there's more.
locked. Yeah, he's locked out of my room at the moment because I didn't want him interrupting. He's been kind of feisty all morning. But Nova is, I would consider him my son. He has an interesting story. He is a feral stray kitten who is very malnourished and had parasites and was just very sick when I found him. I found him when he was about 5 weeks old. So way too young to be alone on his own. And he was in a car engine. I worked at a car dealership, and he was in a car engine that left a car dealership in one city, drove 30 minutes on the interstate at 75 miles per hour to my city, to my dealership. And that's where in the rain, by the way, that's where they found the cat,
Oh
very
wow.
sad and scared inside the car engine, like bay. Somehow it survived all of that, and it was super terrified. Someone reached in trying to pull it out, and he bit them right to the bone, like immediately. So they had to go to the emergency room. Um, and then I was the only person that could get the cat, like of the whole dealership. Like I wasn't even in that part of the dealership. I just heard there was a cat causing problems, and I just like jumped up and was like, Nikki's on the job. So I went and found the cat, and I was like the only person that could get it to come out of the car. And he just was really cuddly with me for some reason. Like he immediately attached to me.
Oh.
Um, and I heard the dealership was calling the Humane Society, and they were full, so they were sending the animal control, like the police. And I figured a stray feral kitten that looked sickly, that just sent someone to a hospital, and the Humane Society is full. This kitten's dying. So I just kind of stole him and took him home. And because I knew he wasn't going to live, or he was just going to be put down for
Right.
something. So my original plan was just to save him, find a new home for him. But like I said, he grew attached to me instantly. So I healed his parasites and his problems, got him to a kind of a healthy weight. Had a lot of health issues his first year, but now he's about 5.5, almost 6. And he's still super attached to me. He follows me everywhere. Every single night I like sleep like this, and he'd curl up next to my face. If I don't do that, he will yell at me until I do. He wakes me up in the middle of the night all the time, yelling at me to get into position. We always call it assuming the position for Nova, because literally every night for the last like 2 years, he has demanded I fall asleep with him in that position. At least until he falls asleep, then I can move. So he's literally like my human child.
Oh.
But yeah, on stream, he has a huge presence. I do reward points where you can give him treats, and I feed him. I call it Nova ASMR, so I like put my microphone right by his face as he's eating his little treats, and just put him like right up by the camera. But yeah, he makes his presence known all the time, on stream, off stream. He's just very vocal. Everywhere I go, he is there, following me, knocking stuff over to like give him attention. But yeah, Nova is his name, and he is my everything for sure. I'm never had a pet like him, for sure.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know that story. Glad I got to hear it. Glamour says
Yeah,
that was the sweetest thing ever. That kitty was yours before you even knew it.
right. Yeah, I felt like it was just meant to be. And I'm so happy it worked out and that he lived because, like I said, he was really sick when I found him and very small. And it took him a long time to ever even gain weight or size. Like it wasn't until he was 3 that he started to look less like a kitten and more like an actual cat. Just because he was so malnourished as a kitten, he was just tiny. Everyone would look at him and think he was still a kitten. But he's finally getting a bit bigger, so that's exciting for me. He's getting a little bit of a belly finally.
We found our the cat Rascal in a similar state, but we got them from a shelter. But they were also like they were only 6 weeks. You could see the ribs, cage, and tough
Mm-hmm.
fur. And he just recently started like losing his kitten face, and we're just like, oh, where'd it go?
Yeah, the kitten's face was his last thing to go, so it was really funny. He had like a really tiny little face and a big cat body, but he's the best. So yeah,
Uh,
if you guys are ever in my stream, you will see him for sure. He shows up all the time. He thinks the microphone is his chew toy. He likes to stand on
oh.
my keyboards.
You should do a redemption where it's like Nova types you a message and put Nova on the keyboard and it just sees what they
Yes,
typed in.
I've done that before. Anytime he has walked on the keyboard, I always just hit enter and it's like, this is what Nova wanted to say.
I so the only other question I had, I think it might fit more into the other to the main topic. Is up to you. Was about Zombie After Dark. Do you want me to talk about
No,
that
you
now, or
can
do you
ask
want?
me that now if you want. Yeah.
Okay, so recently, for those who don't know, Nikki has started. It's every Friday, right?
Yep, every
Every
Friday.
Friday, Zombie After Dark, starting at 7. I want to say
At
CST or
7 p.m. Mountain Time,
Mountain
so
PM
it's
Mountain
in
Time.
MDT. So that would be 6 Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
That sounds
Time
right.
zones are weird.
But where I mean, how did you come up with it? What is it?
So originally the idea was like I said, when I first got into streaming, I had no idea what I wanted to do on stream, like what I wanted to play. Like the whole becoming a Nintendo streamer was again kind of an accident. Um, so originally I was like, I don't know, maybe I should play horror games. Like I'm good with horror games. And again, my name is Zombie, so it would fit. So my friend, the one I was talking about earlier, the childhood best friend, we were just joking with my girlfriend. Oh yeah, I also my girlfriend Kenna, she shows up on my stream sometimes. Um, we were all talking, just joking, like it'd be fun to stream a horror game. I should like do it at nighttime so I can not have my regular wholesome vibes and do like a zombie after dark. Was just like the joke. And then I started thinking, like maybe it would be kind of fun to stream at night because I always stream in the morning. So maybe streaming at night would give me like a different audience. Um, so I decided, I'm going to kind of explore it. And I ended up not doing the horror thing. It ended up turning into a whole different thing. Now it's like a whole. So it went from just being me at nighttime turned into is now a party stream that we do every week where we have big games, lots of prizes and awards in Animal Crossing. We have everyone come over to my island. Last night's stream, we did a special Pride edition. So there was a giant maze on my island that looked like the Pride flag that was just full of rainbow colored gifts. We do like musical chairs, hide and seek, races. It's really fun. The whole time I am also drinking during those streams. I usually on my daytime streams I don't drink carbonated water, but during Zombie After Dark I've been drinking something with vodka mixed in every single time. So usually by the end of the stream I'm pretty tipsy, so it makes it pretty entertaining, I think. Just to give it a bit of a change, because it's still the same friendly, positive, wholesome atmosphere as always. It's usually the same people as always, also, but it's just a little more loose, I guess. Everyone's just a little more enjoying themselves and just I don't know. It's fun. There's a lot of love, is what there is in that stream. We usually end the night with like a visual novel once everyone's kind of done and winding off of Animal Crossing. So I'll just read the visual novel to people as I get progressively more tipsy. Um, we also do like tarot card readings. I call them tipsy tarots. So it's been fun. We've done maybe 6 or 7 of them actually now. So what started as just a joke like horror game stream has turned into a really positive nighttime party stream I do once a week, and I'm loving it. It's really given me something to look forward to every week, something to just to plan on. Because before my streams are really just I stream when I feel like it. So having a set stream that's a set time every week with a set structure, it's been different for me for sure. But I've been really enjoying it, and it's been a success for sure. Every episode I've had so much fun. Um, So yeah, I really recommend people stopping by if you ever want to, because it's just a positive atmosphere, and like I said, lots of gifts and cash prizes in Animal Crossing. So it's fun for everyone.
All right. So I usually use this time so where can everybody find you?
She wanted your brains. I saw it. So you can find me again on Twitch here, Zombienm. I also have Twitter. I am Nick Returns on there. NIK Returns. And also I'm on Discord a lot, and that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot of a internet presence. So Twitch and Twitter are my most frequent places where you'll see me, but I am on a lot of Discord servers. I do have my own Discord server I'm very active on, but mostly, yeah, just Twitch and Twitter are my homes.
So yes, definitely. I put the link in the chat for people. If you're watching YouTube, it'll be in the description. Go check out Nikki. She's amazing.
I love that description.
Yeah, I could. That's the cleverest I could come up with.
I
Uh,
love
so we'll go ahead and move on from here and go to now playing. So at this point, we just talk about what are you playing. You mentioned a little bit. It sounds like you're playing a lot right now. So
Yeah, I'm bouncing all over. So, obviously, Animal Crossing. I've been playing that every day since it came out. Um, I just recently got Pokemon Sword with the help of people on my stream. Shout out to Full Metal in your chat. She helped me too. Um, and so I'm just recently got into that some. I was pretty late to that Pokemon game, unfortunately. But you know, it's
just in time for
Pokemon,
the
so
DLC.
yeah, just in time. I know what I'm getting into with Pokemon. I mentioned BioShock. That's kind of my single player game of the day at the moment. I usually have a single player game I go through.
Is that one
That's
you've played
story
to
based.
before, or is this a first
I've played
time?
it before. I played it on the Xbox 360 when it first came out, but I never beat it. So I got like
Okay.
maybe a third of the way through, and I don't remember why I didn't beat it. So it's something I love the concept. I think it's
Yeah.
just such a like the world of Rapture is just an artistic masterpiece alone. So um, the game itself isn't necessarily my favorite game of all time, like gameplay wise, but I love the world and I love the lore. So I've been kind of just enjoying going through it again, in between, you know, the positive, colorful, vibrant games. And on top of that, I've been also, like I said, playing co-op of Resident Evil 5, going through that again. And I have beaten that before. I actually got the platinum trophy for that on PlayStation 3.
Very nice.
So me and my friend have just been playing through it again for old time's sake. But
Cool.
those are the two side games besides Pokemon and Animal Crossing that have really taken up my time at the moment. I guess on Zombie After Dark, I've been playing a lot of a game called Arcade Spirits. It's a visual novel that's actually kind of directed towards the LGBT culture. So it's one of the few visual novels where like most visual novels force you into a relationship of some kind, like it forces a romance option. So this one's cool because for one, it gives you a lot of options of all kinds of genders, so you aren't forced into a relationship that doesn't feel right. But also, you don't have to do that. So it's one of the first games where you don't have to have a relationship at all, like that I've played. So it's been really interesting just seeing how open-ended this game is. It's just about like a girl who goes to live or work at an arcade, like a traditional kind of 80s arcade.
Mm-hmm.
My memory of it's kind of fuzzy because I'm always pretty vodka'd by then. It's been fun. It's a nice, like, kind of lighthearted game. But yeah, that's what we've been streaming at the later half of Zombie After Dark lately. I like visual novels too. I don't play them very often, but I do enjoy them. Hence the Danganronpa
I,
things here.
I may be misremembering, and I love Danganronpa, by the way.
Yeah.
Uh, didn't you say at one point that you had somebody who had worked on the game pop into the stream?
Yeah, the first night I was streaming it, forgot if it was one of the writers or something. One of the people who showed up, and yeah, I think it was one of the writers showed up during the stream and hung out with me for a while as I was playing it. I actually got a promotional copy of the game. They sent it to me, like I applied. They were looking for just LGBT content creators, so I just was like, hey, I'm one. So they gave me the game. So yeah, they stopped by to see how I was liking it, and that was super cool. I think a different writer follows me on Twitter now from that game, so that's been cool. It's a game from a company I've never heard of, and then suddenly just to meet several people involved in it, has been really cool too.
Yeah, knowing anybody in the gaming community is pretty neat. We had Rhina on here earlier, and he actually works for Ubisoft.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, I've had a few interesting encounters. I met the CEO of PlayStation. He put his arm around me once. That was cool. um, I was at the PlayStation Experience in uh, 2015 in San Francisco, like a big convention they had that's like E3, but just for PlayStation.
oh, you got to go to one of those. That's awesome.
Yeah, I went to the one in 2015 with my friend from childhood. We went there together. That was super cool. And let's see, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, then my girlfriend's brother actually, he works for Blizzard. He's one of the
Oh,
lead people on Overwatch team. So that's why we're pretty big into Overwatch ourselves here. Is he got us into that. So we are now addicted to Overwatch thanks to him. But yeah, it's been really cool, like me growing up in the middle of nowhere, always just dreaming about a career in video games. So for one, now I'm actually, making some money from playing games. To two, knowing a lot of other people in the gaming industry, whether it be like, the real like big gaming industry like Sony CEO, or if it's just people on Twitch like yourself and other wonderful gamers who are just like, I would consider us in the gaming industry, even though we're not like, journalists or developers or anything. We're players. But it's just nice knowing a lot of people involved with lots of different games, whether it's just playing it or producing content around them or even just making the games. It's just been so cool the last few years to meet a lot of different people like that.
yeah, that's awesome. All right. So as far as me, now playing, like you said, Resident Evil 2 is
Yeah,
what I've been playing. I'm probably 2/3 of the way through Leon's campaign. Other than
nice.
that, I do my dailies in Animal Crossing, and that's about it because I only get to play when I stream, except for Animal Crossing. So you
Oh,
guys
you
see
don't
what
get to
I
play
get to
outside the
play.
stream?
I don't really have time with the two girls and everything else that goes on.
Parenthood.
Yeah, it'll get better over time, I'm sure. But after Resident
Especially
Evil
once
will
they
be
like
Last
games
of
too.
Us 2. So very
Yeah,
much looking
I
forward to
was.
that.
Um, I was really looking forward to that game. I still am looking forward to playing it. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I had it spoiled for myself, so now it's like not as urgent for me to play it. But that is another game I am excited to play. Probably later in the fall. I probably won't get it right away since I do have my plate full of so much other games at the moment. But The Last of Us One was one of my favorite game series of all time, so I am very excited to see, just from like a technological standpoint, what they did with this looks
Right.
amazing. Like Naughty Dog has always been amazing, so I'm very excited just to see where they go with this and just to explore that world again. So yeah, I forgot about that game actually. So yeah, that's another one I'm looking forward to. How are you liking Resident Evil 2?
I'm enjoying it. The only part I'm not necessarily like, and I don't know if it's a mixture of stress or whatnot, but I don't know if you've heard about Mr. X in the game.
Yeah, Mr. X. Yes,
Mr. Mr. X will
he's what
just
stresses me
follow
out.
you around the entire building, and it works in the suspenseful sense. Like I am just like,
Uh-huh.
oh crap, but then there's parts where just like, okay, I know where I need to go, and literally he's just like walking back and forth, or he's the only thing keeping me from my objective, so I can't progress in the game because otherwise he's gonna come up and punch me. So
Yeah. Have you played Resident Evil 3, the new one yet, or at
no,
all?
RE2
So
remake is the first remake I've
yeah, so the Resident Evil 3 has Nemesis, which
Nemesis.
is I believe I haven't played the remake of it. I just played the demo of it, but I believe he works pretty much the same way as Mr. X in terms of how he like wanders around the game. However, apparently it's a lot easier to avoid him. Like Jill has like a dodge mechanic and stuff and can
Right.
really just like avoid him. So once I found out about the dodge mechanic, like I haven't played either of the remakes. I've played like a good portion of Claire's campaign in Resident Evil 2. Um, but didn't get up to the point with Mr. X yet. Um, I played the original Resident Evil 2 and 3 on like, I think on my PSP or something. But yeah, I've always, like I said, I've loved Resident Evil forever. But Mr. X is a big thing that keeps me from wanting to play that because I just know that's just going to send my anxiety through the roof.
Yeah, I've been a fan of the series since the original as well. We had it on the plate PS1 in
Mm-hmm.
the late '90s or so. So I still keep
Yeah,
up with it when I can. I didn't
I
bother with
think I
six though.
no. Yeah, I owned 6 on Switch because it was on sale not long ago, and I beat half of it, I think, on PS3, but I never finished it. 6 is definitely the one I'm least interested in, but I still like Resident Evil. I think the gameplay of 6 is fun, but it definitely lost a lot of its Resident Evil vibes.
Right. Have you
But
gotten a chance to play seven?
I played about half of it out of VR, and then I sold it because I needed money to move to Colorado. And now I have a VR, so now I'm waiting to get Resident Evil 7 again. I've played the demo for Resident Evil 7 in VR, and that is insane. Like, that was terrifying. And my girlfriend was hula hooping in the room next to me, and she like lost her hula hoop and it hit the wall, and it freaked me out so bad. But yeah, it was insane playing that in VR. So I want to try it. I don't know if I could get through the whole game. I could barely get through the demo, but I want to try it. I have a PSVR, and I criminally neglect that thing. So I want to get Resident Evil and force myself through it. I think I should do it on stream. That'd be fun because I could stream myself on VR because I figured that out. But
yeah. All right. So now we'll move on to your topic of choosing, which this is very simply put Twitch in your transition, but there's a wide variety of things you want to talk about here. So I'll hand it to you.
Okay. So yeah, I'll break it down pretty simply. That I guess my topic of choice is just the fact I am transgender, and I'm recently out as transgender and recently began transitioning from male to female about 5 months ago. So this is all new to me, just being female, presenting as female outwardly, female hormones. So it's been a wild ride for me personally on the inside. Where Twitch and everything comes in is I was really nervous to out myself on Twitch when I first decided to do this. Like, I thought maybe I should just start over on Twitch. Maybe I shouldn't even use my old channel, you know? Like, I was really nervous. Maybe I shouldn't even do Twitch at all. Like, I was just worried people would insult me constantly. I would get just constant hate and abuse. So I was very nervous about that. But it's been the opposite, really. So once I've come out to people on Twitch, it was kind of a slow process at first, and now everyone under the sun knows about me. So I'm done doing that, thankfully. But it's been so much love. Everyone's been so accepting and supportive of me. Just in general, it happened around the same time as the quarantine, where I got back into Twitch at the same time as I started transitioning before the whole pandemic thing happened. So that's been weird. Most of my transition has been stuck at home. So everyone's joking about they grew their hair out or they've gained 20 pounds. It's I've grown boobs. So, it's been a weird quarantine for me. But Twitch has been just wonderful. The community on there, I've met so many other people from the queer community, just from all walks of life on there. They're also supportive, and it's just been so great because in real life, obviously my girlfriend is bisexual, but otherwise I don't know anybody in the queer community at all. So I felt very alone when I first started coming out, and I was just really afraid of everything. I was a ball of nerves. I went off of Twitch for months. I stopped streaming in September, and I didn't get back on until February or something because I was just a mess. I was one of the darkest places of my life. But because I knew no one who was going through this all, it was just me. I just had to figure it all out on my own. It's been so wonderful because on Twitch, that's no longer the case. I have now met a lot of other trans women. I've met trans men. I've met just other people from the LGBTQIA culture, and it's been so wonderful just knowing I'm not alone, and meeting these other people, hearing their stories. It's been just so therapeutic for me in a sense. In addition to that, I also got invited to a group or a team on Twitch called the Rainbow Combo, which I think I mentioned earlier. But that's a team thrown together by a transgender Twitch partner. And the whole team is all LGBT people. So I was super honored to be part of that. And I've met so many wonderful people from there. So that's kind of a big surprise. Like I said, I was a ball of nerves and depression 6 months ago, and then now I am just the happiest I've ever been. Literally my whole life, I am a whole new person now, and I credit so much to that. Obviously to my girlfriend and my doctors for helping me through this in real life, but Twitch and the community on here has just been so loving and supportive and affirming for me that I really don't know what I would do without them. So that's been a huge part of my last few months, is just yeah, putting myself out there and being surprised at the reaction I'm getting back that's not just negative and hate filled, which is what I truly expected.
Well, that is awesome. Twitch can be a great place. You're always going to have your trolls,
Yeah.
but in whole, I think you'll find it to be a great place to and positive places you have.
Yeah, and because it's been so positive, it's actually inspired me to give back in a way. So, through all of this month on my channel, I'm doing a fundraiser where all of the proceeds, yes, thank you for that link. All of the proceeds to this fundraiser go straight to the Transgender Center of the Rockies, which is in Denver, Colorado. It is the largest transgender organization in Colorado that I know of. They provided me a lot of resources I needed to get to where I was, like, because like I said, I was like alone in the dark. I knew no one to ask these questions to other than internet strangers. So thanks to the Transgender Center of the Rockies, I got a lot of the resources I need, and I wouldn't be the girl I am today, quite literally, without their help. So yeah, all month I'm doing something called Pokemon for Pride, where I play Pokemon and spread awareness for Pride. And just I'm endorsing this fundraiser. They set this up with me. It's not just me. Like, I'm working with the Transgender Center of the Rockies, which was super cool too. I did not expect them to want to work with me. So they're promoting my channel all month and my fundraiser as well. So we'll see how that goes. But I am excited, just excited that they're working with me. So hopefully I can give them some money so I don't let them down. But yeah, I feel good about that. I feel good that they wanted to help me with that. And yeah, so it's just been amazing for me. I thought I would be a mess for years. I thought coming out and transitioning would be a terrible experience. I thought it'd be a long time until I was happy with how things were, but I got there so much faster. And it's thanks to the wonderful transgender community here in Colorado and the wonderful just everyone community on Twitch. And so I just want to give back. And so that's what I'm pushing for this month.
That is amazing. For those here in chat, I put the link in there. If you have a couple dollars that you'd like to donate to the cause, it's there. Obviously, it works wonders. You can look at Nikki, and then Pokemon for Pride. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but anybody can participate,
Yeah, I
right?
believe anyone can participate. There's a hashtag going around on Twitter called Pokemon for Pride, and there's an actual username like at Pokemon for Pride. It's being ran by someone else from the Rainbow Combo. Her name is Astrid. That's her Twitter name. I don't know what her real name is, I
And
guess.
you made a logo, right?
Yeah, I made the logo for it. I'm one of the few that are doing the fundraiser, but there's a few streamers that are really involved in kind of the back end of it, and I'm one of them. But I believe anyone can do it. The idea is just every week of June, you hunt for different colors shiny based on the rainbow flag. So
Right.
last week was red, this week is orange. I think next week is yellow.
It switches every 5 days, right? Because there's not enough weeks
Yeah,
to.
every 5 days, I think, is what it is. So yeah, it's like red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and purple are the colors. I forgot the exact order.
A
Bad
Rox
at.
was here earlier. He's participating. As far, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
nice, nice. Yes, and
Popa
like
Ronnie and many others that I know. So
yeah. So I know it's definitely kind of the central organization was from that Rainbow Combo team I was part. So that's really cool. That's spread out quite a bit, and other people are doing it now. I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter that aren't even streamers or anything. They're just playing along at home, catching shinies along with Pokemon for Pride. So it's been cool. I unfortunately haven't gotten to play as much Pokemon so far this month as I hoped. Just with everything going on in United States at the moment, my mood has just been kind of not the greatest. So it felt kind of wrong to celebrate and try to have too much fun while so much darkness is going on out there and people are struggling. But I think I'm gonna work on playing more Pokemon so I can work on this fundraiser because I think it'll be a lot of fun. But just if anyone's curious, like, it's already June 6th and you've only played Pokemon once. That's why. I will be playing it more. But any of my streams, I accept the fundraiser. So Zombie After Dark, I didn't play Pokemon, but I still considered it part of Pokemon for Pride. Just because I'm just doing that all month long, just accepting the money for that. So whatever game I'm playing, I consider it Pokemon for Pride.
very awesome. I will also include that link in the YouTube video. So if you're watching here on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube later, feel free to check the description, and you'll have the option to donate there as well.
Thank you for sharing that, by the way.
Of course. I had to go dig on Twitter. I was like, I need the link. I need the link.
I thought about sending it to you ahead of time, but I didn't want to be like annoying, so that's cool.
No, you're good. Is there anything else in this topic area that you wanted to discuss?
Um, Not
Or
necessarily. I guess something I have been doing, like I said, my channel's positive, wholesome vibes that I have. I've been shifting that to also be an LGBTQIA plus safe space. So that is something I am pushing for my channel. I want people like me who don't have anyone in real life that they know of to share these feelings with. I want them to feel comfortable talking with me. So that is something I do on my channel sometimes, is I talk to people who are kind of questioning or confused about things. So it's been really kind of an interesting shift going from me needing the resources to now I kind of am the resource, but it's been such a positive resource or positive change for me emotionally that I just love helping people out because I know how hard it was for me not knowing where to look. So that's been a big goal of mine, to slowly shift my channel into a place where people know that they can come be themselves, be authentic, and they won't be judged and they'll be safe. So that is just the last thing I guess I want to say on that topic is my channel is now definitely a safe space for that. I have a very pro LGBT mod team that keeps an eye out for, the trolls and everything, and we keep it as safe as possible for everyone involved.
shout out to Full Metal Hokage and
Oh, that's how you say
Red
it.
Halo in my Twitch chat right now, who have volunteered their services for this stream.
It's me. Hello.
Hi, Mark. All right, so we will move on then. Thank you for that entire discussion.
Yeah.
Very everything that you're doing is awesome, and yeah, I'm
Yeah,
proud
thank you.
to know you.
It's been an interesting change because like my whole life I've kept this closeted and I was so insecure and scared to talk about it. And for that just to do a total 180 for me to now want to talk openly about it and want to encourage other people to talk to me about it if they need someone to talk to. Um, it's just been such a change, like an unexpected change, but it makes me happy to know that I've gotten to this place so fast and that I just want other people to know, like it's a pretty cheesy saying, but it does get better, you know. You hear it a lot when it comes to like gay culture and stuff, but it does get better, and I think I am just good living proof of that.
All right, yes, you seem like a very good role model, and sending people your way wouldn't isn't a bad idea at all. Uh,
Thank you.
all right, so next we're into the gaming news. So I don't know
Yay.
if you had looked at anything beforehand, or if there's anything specific
um
you wanted to talk
I
about.
Nothing super specific personally, so I was going to see if there was something you wanted to talk about. I kind of follow gaming news, not as tightly as I used to. Like right now, the news is just so overwhelmed with other stuff, so it's been hard for me to kind of see what's going on. But I watched the Pokemon Direct the other day,
Yes.
so I am very like we can talk about that for sure. I'm excited about that. But yeah, whatever you're up to talking about, I don't have anything super specific
I
on
usually
me.
just do a quick like zoom down the different consoles and see what news, and some of this we can broaden out. Some of it will just be a quick blurb. So the first thing I did have on the list was the Isle of Armor. So we did get our first I mean, we saw footage before, but we got a lot more reveals of Pokemon that are going to be on there. We got the Slowbro reveal, who's going to be Poison Psychic now with the with the shell on his fist.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was interesting.
yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah,
some
they
more
didn't
look at the
show. It was a
birds.
shorter. I was expecting it to be longer because Nintendo likes to spend like 20 minutes explaining like the simplest things. So I was kind of surprised it was only like 3 minutes long. But
I
it
think it's
was
mostly.
interesting
Oh, go
getting to
ahead.
see more of it finally.
Yes, the area looks like it'll be nice.
Yeah.
Having all those new overworld Pokemon will be nice as well.
Hmm.
We did get the date, June 17th. So
Yeah,
for
which
those,
was surprising. I thought for some reason I was convinced it was June 29th. Like for some reason I thought I read that somewhere. So like when they announced the release date, I was like, I thought we knew this already, but I guess not.
a
So
lot of people assumed end of June, and
yeah,
it just
maybe
turns
that's
out
I
it's a
just
little
read that and
earlier.
just fell for it on accident or something. But yeah, the Isle of Armor and then the Tundra. I forgot the name of that one exactly. Uh, but
Yeah,
I think the Tundra one personally looks a little more interesting.
I agree.
So I'm excited to see that one, just because the whole fighting Pokemon thing's never really been my favorite aspect of Pokemon games. So like I'll play the Isle of Armor and I'm excited to explore it and catch all the new Pokemon. But yeah, the kind of fighting dojo element has never been my favorite parts of other Pokemon. So I think the legendary part and the snowy kind of creepy ruins of the Tundra one will be more up my alley. But I'm going to play them both, obviously.
Yeah. So, by the way, I'll take this time to remind everybody in chat. First of all, exclamation point raffle can get you an opportunity to win a gift sub to Nikki's channel. So, if you haven't already joined, feel free to do that as well. If you have any questions or comments for us, feel to, about any of the topics we've discussed or are discussing, put them in the chat. If we want to add to it or point it out, we'll put out your name and read it out and discuss it. So, just so you guys can get a little bit more involved. But yes, I'm looking forward to having that. I'll have like what, a day or two between when that comes out and Last of Us, so I won't be doing that.
I'm a little happy I'm delaying The Last of Us, since I wasn't going to, since like I didn't want it spoiled, but then it got spoiled for me anyway. So I was like, all right, I'll delay that so I don't have to rush through other things.
Right.
Which hopefully, I don't know if you've gotten it spoiled. Anyone in the chat, I hope you haven't.
I have not.
I'm still very excited to play it. So don't let the negativity get you down on the internet.
It shall not.
It's going to be a wonderful game.
I agreed. Let's see. Next bit of news that I had for anybody who's fans of DBD, I know there's a couple on there. Dead by Daylight, Silent Hill DLC was announced.
I saw that. Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
I've never played Dead by Daylight, but saw the Silent Hill announcement. I'm like, oh my gosh.
So you have new survivor Cheryl and new killer Pyramid Head. So look forward to that.
I used to cosplay as Cheryl Mason and Pyramid Head when I was younger.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
that's cool.
I had a little white vest like she did. I made a giant pyramid head out of like styrofoam blocks, like cut them down and painted them to make them look all rusty, and they made this giant like 6-foot long sword.
Oh, please tell me there's a picture somewhere.
No, it's gone. This was like back when I was like, I don't know, 14 or something, so it's like long gone. But I was obsessed with Silent Hill when I was a teenager, so I was excited to see that about Dead by Daylight. I've never played Dead by Daylight, so this might actually get me into it, to at least try it.
Well, if you ever want to try it, I have it on PlayStation and PC, so
oh nice,
we could always play together.
I didn't even know it was on PlayStation. I just thought it was only on PC.
Nope, it's even on Switch now, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
If I remember
this correctly. Is how little I know about Dead by Daylight.
All right, and a little bit of news. I don't know if anybody's heard of Animal Talking.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a screenwriter, actually. His name is Gary Whitta. He actually co-wrote Star Wars Rogue One, who is doing a talk show within the his Animal Crossing game. He gets celebrities to come on, and they come on as their avatars. And I just wanted to point it out because it looks like super fun and amazing. Think of it like a late night show, but in Animal Crossing.
Honestly, that Animal Talking is part of what inspired my ideas for Zombie After Dark, to make it kind of an event on my island rather than just me playing games like a regular stream. Because I saw that Gary Whitta was doing that, and I thought that just looked amazing. Like, it was such a wonderful idea, and he's getting so many crazy guests, people like Congress people, or like Danny Trejo. Like, we never expect him to play Animal Crossing. So it's like, once I saw how that was doing for him, and like just that idea of making like an event on your island that's like weekly or whatever, that is kind of what inspired me to turn my Zombie After Dark into the format it is now. Obviously mine's a lot different. It's not a talk show or anything, but so yeah, I was a bit inspired by it. I thought that was such a creative, wonderful idea, especially during pandemic where so much regular stuff is shut down, including late night talk shows. Right. So that was just a brilliant idea on his part.
Indeed, and it's doing gangbusters as far as I know, as far as people watching and enjoying it. So good for you. Paper Mario and the Origami King was announced a few weeks ago for a July 17th release date. Have you played any of the Paper Mario games?
I've played one of them, and I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was the one on 64. I think
that would be the first one then, because that would be
I think
Paper
I played
Mario.
I think I played the Wii like virtual console version of that. Okay. I loved it, by the way. So I'm very interested in seeing more about the new one, but since that's the only one I've played, I kind of want to wait and see a bit more,
right,
what I'm getting into. But the trailer looked phenomenal. Like, the colors, the artwork, it was just right up my alley visually. So I think I'm very intrigued by it for sure. Like I said, I've always loved Mario games, whether it's like the regular Mario games or like even like the Mario and Luigi games on like DS. So yeah, I've always had a thing for Paper Mario. Like, I love the first one, so I've just been waiting for a new one to come out on a system I have at a good time for me. So I think this would be a good time for me. So I'm just going to wait to see how it turns out, because I don't like to buy games right away unless I know for sure I'll like it, you know?
Right.
So with something like Paper Mario, where I've only played the oldest version that exists, so I feel like I want to wait a little bit. But yeah, I am excited for it. Are you going to stream that or anything?
Yeah, I plan on, unless I hear something off about it, I plan on picking it up day one, and I'll be streaming that. Hopefully, I'm done with The Last of Us by then.
Are you streaming The Last of Us?
Yes.
Nice.
Uh, so, uh, yeah, I played all the Paper Mario's. The first one was excellent. The Thousand Year Door, a lot of people consider the height of the series, and it's
Yeah, I
all
read
turn
that.
based RPG, which is
Mhm.
nice. And then we got Super Paper Mario, which was fun, but it was different. It was more of a platformer Mario without the same battle
Mhm.
system. And then we got uh, Sticker Star, and we also got Color Splash, which were still different games. So I'm hoping they. I've heard they're
Yeah.
going back to the old school like turn-based RPG style mixed with some of
Yeah,
the
because
newer stuff.
I like it. I loved the RPG style of the first game, and everything I've read about the um, rare opportunity to see the wall beside me. Yes, yeah, you're much wider screen on this than I usually have. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I love the gameplay style of the first game, but then I read, I read so much like people just like mortified by Sticker Star, and it's like I don't know what happened with Sticker Star that put such a sour taste in so many people's mouths, but it's like that makes me a little nervous. Yeah, that I've heard like such mixed things about the more recent versions of Paper Mario
Right.
versus the older versions. So that's one big reason I kind of just want to wait to see. It's like I don't really know much about Sticker Star or anything, but it's just I know Thousand Year Door is so held up high, and then Sticker Star is just hated on all the time. So it's like I want to see which category this one falls into, I guess, before I get too involved. But I did play the Mario and Luigi games, I think, on DS. I don't know if you've ever played those.
Yes, I played
They're
all the Mario and Luigi games too. Those are so
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I think those have a similar like combat style, don't they? If I remember right.
Yeah, they're turn-based RPGs as well.
Yeah. And I remember I loved those. I played I think all of those, but so I like I said, I'm excited for Paper Mario, but also a little hesitant.
Again, keep my fingers crossed. Unless I hear something different, you can always see how it looks like on my stream.
Yeah.
uh, all right. So this was pretty recent. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
I don't think I reckon.
It's an action. It's probably more of an action RPG, but it came out in the PS3 era, and it kind of went under the radar where people loved it, but not a lot of people knew about it. Well,
Yeah, I just
Xbox
looked it up. I
leaked.
recognized the box for
Yeah,
sure.
Xbox just leaked, and then it was officially announced the Re-Reckoning, so a remastered version of the game. Yeah, coming out for PS4, Xbox, and PC in August. So I'm excited. I never really played the original, even though I own it. So just like Nino Kuni, I'm kind of excited that they're bringing it back, so that I have another opportunity to play it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've never played Nino Kuni either, so I want to try that. But the Reckoning game, I recognize the box art from. I used to work at GameStop a long time ago, so I definitely recognize the box art, but I never played it personally.
Well, the company that made it is actually, there's a little story to it where they borrowed money against the state to help make that game.
Which state?
At Maryland or something like that. I
That's
might be, the
interesting.
state might be wrong, but and then the game again didn't sell well because people didn't know about it, even though it got good reviews and whatnot. So
Uh-huh.
they closed down and shut down, and the IP's kind of like been up in the air. So somebody finally bought it, and it looks like we've got I think I think it might be THQ
Oh, that'd
or
be
the new
interesting.
THQ, the Nordic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, THQ also went down
They
once.
they did, but they've risen and they've been buying IPs left and right. Don't know where they're getting the money, but yeah. So I
Yeah,
thought that was
all
interesting.
the Red Faction games, I guess. um, yeah, do you know what kind of game The Reckoning is? Is it gonna be
Yeah, again, it's
is
an
it an
action
RPG?
game. I think it's an action RPG. I played like the first 20 minutes of the game, but it
I
is action where you're running around with a sword and dodging and stuff like that.
was gonna
But
say the screenshots I'm looking at right now look like kind of like Dark Souls, Skyrim vibes, you know.
yeah, I'd
So
say it's kind of like Skyrim a little bit, but for it plays better than Skyrim in my opinion. But I don't have a lot of time
that's
in
not hard.
Skyrim,
That's
so.
not hard.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully,
Say that's on Xbox, or is it? You think
PlayStation
it'll
4,
be on?
Xbox, and PC.
Oh,
The
nice.
remaster will be coming too. So if you got the system and it's not a Switch, then you're good. There's a rumor right now going about Kingdom Hearts TV show being developed for Disney Plus.
I've seen a lot of rumors about TV shows for video games lately. Saw rumors about Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper,
I
and
hadn't seen that.
I know The Last of Us is confirmed. It's getting an HBO series. Um, but yeah, I've seen a lot of rumors of just various, a lot of them like classic Sony games are
Right.
being converted to TV. So that'll be interesting to see what they do with those, especially something as um, stylized as Kingdom Hearts. Like I would guess it would have to be animated, obviously, but
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that'll be interesting to see how they do that.
But
I
we'll
don't have
see.
Disney Plus, so
Again,
I'll
just
probably miss
rumor at
out.
this point.
But yeah, I think the other rumors I saw were about HBO. Like after they've confirmed their Last of Us show on HBO, there's some rumors of new HBO shows coming based on old games too. So that'll be interesting
I
just to
mean,
see if that becomes a new trend, like after the Witcher TV
I was
show
about to say after
and stuff.
Witcher.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if this becomes a regular thing, all these games we love.
If they can do it right, I'm for it.
Yeah. Yeah, The Last of Us, I'm very excited to see how they do it because that one's being done by some of the people behind the show Chernobyl. I don't know if you've ever seen that or if anyone in the chat's ever seen that.
I haven't seen
That
it.
was another HBO show, but the production quality of it was amazing. Um, it was so sobering and really captured the tragedy of the Chernobyl incident from the 80s. So the fact that that was so well done, I think, is really good news for The Last of Us to see how that goes as a TV show. And obviously HBO, they're not going to pull any punches when it comes to the graphical scenes and stuff. So it'll be really interesting to see how that does. But yeah, something like Kingdom Hearts would be really interesting to see what they do with that because it's a big story, a lot of ins and outs on that.
Let's see. We got. Just wanted to put out there. So free games for the month. Xbox, you have Shantae the Pirate's Curse, Coffee Talk, Destroy All Humans, which I believe is the remaster, and then Cinemora, which is a bullet hell shooter, like old school, bullets everywhere. You're flying a ship, shooting other ships. It's pretty fun, but it's really hard. And then for PlayStation, you got Call of Duty World War II, and I believe it was Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yep. Significant hard drive space if you have a PlayStation.
Yeah, my 2 terabytes has been gone forever.
I'm still on the OG with like 500 gigs. I have like 3 games on it at any given time. I have to delete new games all the time just to make room.
So going back, we were just talking about the games that are free for the Xbox and PlayStation this month. That's actually all I had. So if there's no other news that you could think of that you wanted to talk about, we'll switch over to the wrap up. So everybody live on Twitch, this is your opportunity again. Any questions, comments, anything like that, throw it our way. Last chance also to get into that raffle for the giveaway. I'll also take this time to say thank you, Zombie, aka Nikki, for joining me today. It was awesome to get to know you a little better, hear some stories that I didn't know about, and spreading the word and the good vibes to everybody.
Of course, thank you for having me. I know we talked about doing this like almost a year ago. So I'm glad we waited for me to become who I truly am. And I appreciate you giving me this platform to really talk about what I've gone through with my personal life and as just a gamer in general. But it is always nice having a place to share, especially since I am working for that fundraiser at the moment. I do, like I said, I really appreciate the platform you gave me.
No, hey, no problem at all. I'm just a little guy here, so any help to spread words and positivity and support to anybody is I'm happy to do. Full Metal says, "What's your favorite thing about Animal Crossing as a streamer?"
For one, it's slow. I've noticed a lot of games, like I tried the stream games like Overwatch and stuff a long time ago, And I struggle with that because it's, for one, like you get sucked into the match and then you can't really focus on anything until the
Right.
match is over. And then like you're like focusing on something, then oh no, the match is starting again. So it's like I love Animal Crossing for how slow it is. The fact that I can just not do anything for like 10 minutes at a time and nothing bad happens in the game. Like I don't die, I don't know, nothing terrible happens. My character just sits there and waits for me. So I love the slow pace of it. I think it works really well with chatting with people on stream, which is what I really love to do, more than playing games. I just love to chat with people on stream. So I think Animal Crossing is great for that. It gives me something to do, but also allows me to chat more than most other games. Plus, it's just cute and wholesome. So like, what's not to like about that?
Absolutely. It's a perfect game for the streamer who wants to interact with the community because they can
Yeah.
stop at any given point in time and you're not
Hmm.
missing anything.
And it's surprisingly interactive. The other Animal Crossings I played, I never played them with anyone else. I only ever played them by myself. So doing things like Zombie After Dark, having all these people over on my island and prepping a little party every week. Like I never even throw parties in real life. So it's been really interesting having a place, especially where I can have friends over, especially, during a global pandemic. It's been really interesting just Animal Crossing is a great tool for being a streamer because it lets you hang out with people virtually. It allows you to chat with them nice and easily. It's an all around great game, I think, for not requiring too much energy, but also allowing you to have just enough interactivity. You know.
Well said. All right. So thank you again, Nikki, for joining me today. We're going to close it out. And anybody who's here, feel free to stick around. We're going to go to the stream ending scene, and then we'll switch back to here so that I can do the cut for the YouTube. And we'll be right back to do the raffle, and Nikki will also get to choose who we rate. So
Okay.
stick around, everybody. We'll be right back. Thank you again, Nikki. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And yeah, everybody have a good day.
Who do I want to raid though?